So guys, you will have just seen from the intro we are on today the Triumph Scrambler 400X. Massive shout out to Birmingham East Sutton Motorcycles Triumph for letting me have a play on this today. So let's just go out for a quick little bimble. Oh my god, my first time ever riding a Triumph. Well, Rich has just told me about they're waiting for a software update. So if you can see all the lights on, that's basically just a software update to take all that off. Very, very soft seat. Whee! Well, I don't know if they've polished the seat, but you know when you put furniture polish on wood flooring, it goes really, really slippy. It's how this seat feels right now. Obviously being completely leather, it just, my backside is sliding all over the place. Obviously no heated grips, nothing like that, and on this cool and crisp spring morning, I think it's about 5 degrees. Again, I don't know any of the controls on this bike at all. We're just going for a nice little bimble just to see, but I mean it feels so light, and with it being a 400cc, it is A2 compliant. I think it's 40 brake horsepower, I believe, which is ample enough of power. Obviously a naked bike, so we are going to get hounded by that wind, but luckily today it's not a very windy day. Very, very smooth. I mean the riding position is fantastic. It feels so comfortable. My legs are not tucked up, my elbows are not tucked in. It's a nice riding position. Feel as if you've got a very good presence on the bike. It's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Worst thing is I've got my heated gear on, but I've got nothing to plug it into, so the heated gear isn't working, and you can tell. Oh look, Drayton Manor. Anybody want to go on some roller coasters? Right, we're up to 50 mile an hour. Like I say, it is a very comfortable bike to be on. I believe the Scrambler 400X comes with it's either 70-30 or 80-20 tyres. So 80% road or 70% road, 30% off-road, 20% off-road. But they feel planted. We'll have a look and see when we get off the bike. We'll have a look and we'll see what sort of tyres are on the bike. But they feel good quality. You know, sometimes when you buy a new bike, you get on and you're like, right, the first thing I'm changing is the tyres. We've all done it. I did it on the Africa Twin. Switch gear, very, very easy to navigate. Indicators are in this exactly the same places like the Africa Twin, which I'm used to. So there's no faffing around trying to feel around for where it is. Now, a very interesting fact about the Scrambler 400X is it's the only Triumph that you don't require to pull the clutch in to start. It's just press the ignition and off you go. Brakes feel amazing on this bike. Absolutely amazing. A little bit of crap in the road, but I'm on a bike that's got the word Scrambler in it. It's fine. Oh, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. I miss my heated gear. This classes as off-road, right? So what I will say about this bike is, which is quite surprising to say, it is a brand new bike again. It doesn't have, or I can't find it, I've just had a quick flick through. It doesn't have a digital speedo. Now obviously I'm not a big fan of them at all in the slightest little bit. I don't like looking down at the analog. I like to have it's just a lot easier just to have a quick glimpse down and go, right, okay, I know what speed I'm doing. Whereas here now you're having to look down and you're going, right, okay, I'm doing that speed. That's just my personal preference. I know some people do prefer to have the old-fashioned analog. Again, that's just my tiny little thing I've got with it. But where we've just been, there's a pub called the Dog and Doublet. It's a beautiful little bed and breakfast set out here in the countryside. But little interesting fact is the Aston Villa training ground is situated next to it. So if you're a Blues fan, yeah, I'm going to lose a load of subscribers because I've just mentioned Aston Villa, but if you are a Aston Villa fan, well, there's a little bit of local knowledge for you. It's just over there. Right, so plan is I'm going to go put it onto a little bit more of a twistier road to get a bit of a feel for it, and head back to the dealership to hand the bike back. What a beautiful little bike this is. It really is. And it, again, I know I keep saying it about all bikes, and that might just be because I'm so used to the Africa Twin being so heavy, but it really is just so light and nimble. Even though it's so overcast and it looks like there's a bit of fog over there, but this, what better way to spend your day than coming out on a motorcycle and just enjoying it. There's no better feeling in the world, there really isn't. Until you get stuck behind a lorry. I managed to get those lights off just by switching the ignition on and off. Everything went off, it's absolutely fine. But again, Rich did tell me they're just waiting for the software update on it, which will rectify all of that. But on the dash, what do we have? Okay, we have the gear indicator that you're in, so obviously I'm currently in 6th gear, now I'm in 5th gear. You have your rev, your fuel, which I think it needs a little bit of fuel because the fuel light is on. We have how many miles, well, that might be the trip, yeah, that's trip 1, trip 2, miles per gallon. I'm currently doing 60 miles to the gallon on this bike. So again, I'm not 100% sure on the fuel, we will find that bit out later. As I then do a walk around of the bike and we go through the components at the end of the video. So 60 miles to the gallon, amazing, absolutely amazing. You've got to be looking at, I'd say it's probably a 14 or 16 litre tank, not 100% sure, we will confirm that later. But you're going to be looking at 150 miles to a tank, easily. Position on the bike, again, I just want to talk about that. You feel as if you're a big presence. You've got wide handlebars, big wide mirrors, which I can see everything behind me. My elbows are not getting in the way, they are positioned perfectly. I've got an amazing field of view behind me. Right, there's no self-cancelling indicators, as I've just found that one out. Handguards as standard as well. There is also a headlight protector on this, and I do believe that comes as standard. But I mean, the ride itself is very, very smooth, very comfortable. Like, I don't know what suspension setups, but it's a very firm but soft, if that makes sense. It's firm in the corners, which hold the bike, but it's absorbing all the bumps that the road has. So either as a first time bike after gaining your A2 license, or apparently it's becoming very, very popular with a lot of the older generations who just want to go out and have a nice little bimble but don't need anything that's too excessive. I mean, I'm easily doing 50 mile an hour, keeping up with the traffic, and there is no issues whatsoever. I do think in the colder months some heated grips is a must, as the handguards are not really doing much of keeping the wind off my hands, and yeah, they are starting to hurt now, and I've only been out on the bike for half an hour. Oh guys, we'll see you back at the dealer. Right guys, we are back at Birmingham East Sutton Motorcycles, and obviously we do have the Triumph Scrambler 400X. So the tyres that they are using is the Metzler Karoo Street, and wow, to say they're factory fitted, they are an amazing tyre. So guys, just a little bit on the stats of this bike. The 2024 Triumph Scrambler 400X is a 398cc liquid cooled single cylinder engine with the exact same featured in the Speed 400. They are exactly the same bikes, same chassis, same everything, just a little bit of extra add-ons and a name change. Off-road tyres, well, semi-off-road tyres to road tyres. It's 39.5 brake horsepower at 8,000 revs, and it produces 37.5 Newton meters of torque at 6,500. Obviously on the bike, I said I could easily flat foot this bike. Wow. It has got a seat height of 835 millimeters, so it's a decent sized seat. Beautiful, beautiful engineering. Look at this exhaust, absolutely gorgeous bits of engineering there. Paintwork on it. What I will say around here is my knees were sat just underneath this, so whether or not I don't know, but absolutely gorgeous. And just look at the front end of that bike. Well, that was just a first ride and first impression of this bike, and I can honestly say what an amazing little bike that is. That is going to put so many smiles on so many people's faces. Oh, look at the state of my hair. But guys, if you like this sort of content, make sure you hit that like button, and please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you're in the area, make sure to drop in, pop in and say hi to Rich, say Steve sent you, and he'll try and give you the best deal he can. So guys, that's all from me today. I hope you've enjoyed it, I hope you like it, and we shall see you in the next one.